your picture.
Nice.
And good morning, sports fans. Good morning, Savannah, the Low Country. It's the Coach and AD live from
Center Sports Universe right here at Coach's Corner.
All right, and once again, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report every Saturday morning on the internets, whether it be Facebook, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, Coach's Corner Facebook page, Twitter at KD Sports, and, of course, YouTube. So if you don't have Facebook, you can go to YouTube. You can do it on your phone, too. So
Yeah. Everywhere you go, wherever you got a mobile device, you are there with us.
And it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We have 3 shows now. Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, Rubbin' and Grubbin' with Dan Foles and Brandon Baines and Lawrence Bennett as the producer. They talk all NASCAR, and they'll go a little off the side, but it's a lot of fun to watch. So check it out Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock. The coach and the AD, or the AD and the coach, whatever you want to call us, we'll answer to both, but we won't be late for dinner. We're back Wednesday night with a Wednesday night live update. Then we come back Saturday morning live with the Karl DeMasi Sports Short. Don't forget the Hot Grits podcast. Yes, we have a podcast sponsored by John Henderson and Coach's Corner, and you can listen to those guys, Spencer Maddox and Travis Jadon, anywhere, anytime. Spotify, iTunes, I don't know where it is, but it's all over the place, and it's a lot of fun to have those young guys on. Those young bucks were on Wednesday night.
They were, man. They were getting after it, and they got Bowl Mania coming up.
Yes.
So today, go on.
You only got 2 days left.
Yeah. Go on, log on to johncarrealty.com and
click the bowl link.
Click the bowl link, drop down, make your picks. Okay, and the winner of the bowl extravaganza will get $150 in cash, sponsored by John Carl Realty.
$150 of cash.
Straight cash, homie.
Cabbage. 150 green ones right here, baby. Right here.
Nice to pay those holiday bills.
Are we allowed to do this? They want us to do this, right?
We can do it.
Even though we're part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network?
Yeah.
I'm getting in it, okay? So, yes, bowl season.
We also got to take them bowling. They
Yes.
think we already put the matchups together, the 3 shows. Get bowling for charity. We're trying to get that going as well.
Dan Foles, Brandon Baines will be the Rubbin' and Grubbin' team. The coach and AD will be the team right here. And then Hot Grits podcast, the two young bucks that think they're all world at everything. Well, Spencer Maddox was pretty honest. He said, leave the high school and the college football to Mr. Travis, and he'll do everything else. So once again, it's a lot of fun. I mean, what can I tell you, people? We've got a great show lined up for you. We're going to jump on at about 9:15 with the baseball fanatic, the voice of the Savannah Clovers, Kyle Lawson. He's going to check in. I mean, all the stuff about changing nicknames and mascots and everything's got to be politically correct. Okay, we'll get into that with Mr. Lawson. And as soon as I said to him, the Cleveland Indians are going to change it, Coach, that's over 100 years. They used to be the Spiders. I knew they were Spiders, but I didn't know it was over 100 years ago.
I didn't know they were Spiders.
Kyle Lawson will be a lot of fun. Our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, this young lady just signed a scholarship to go national letter of intent to run at Montevallo College, track and field. She also played other sports at St. Vincent's. Kiffin, Brun, she's senior. And then we're going to wrap it up because we got a new kid on the block. She's not really a new kid, but a new title.
Yeah, a new title.
And I think what's going to be interesting about this young lady went through a serious battle of COVID-19.
She did. Every day's a blessing for her. She'll tell you that.
Lindsey Goff from WTOC, the new sports anchor. They shifted Jake Wallace over to the digital arena for WTOC. But he's going to be there helping out with golf and other things. So Lyndsey's not going to be. Plus, they got Tim Guidera in the background, another big sports fanatic here in Savannah, Georgia. If you didn't ever follow his articles in the Savannah Morning News about golf, about everything, the man has a plethora. I love that SAT word, the plethora of knowledge. Okay. So anyway, let's go to the scoreboard. We do 3 steps into the show, and then we do 3 steps out of the show later on. First step, high school sports. Sorry, buddy.
Man,
tough one.
It was a
long run, long ride.
It was a tough one for everybody last night here in the Low Country area. Calvary went up to Trinity Christian in Sharpsburg, and it was a defensive slugfest in the first half. It was 7-7 at halftime. Calvary just couldn't get on track a little bit offensively, then finally started to hit some things late the second quarter. Scored right before halftime. Defense was just unbelievable. We put them in such short fields for basically a quarter and a half. Trinity Christian never had the ball on their side for the first quarter and a half. It was always like 49 and then going against Calvary, and defense held super strong for us there. And so second half comes out. Turning points in the game here, Carl. Come out second half. We block a field goal. All right, keep it at 7. Go down, hit a big run. Gray down hits a big run. We get first and goal from the 10. And 3 plays, just Jake takes a sack, no run play, no pass play, just to kick a field goal, miss the field goal. They get the ball. We flush him out of the pocket. Coach Dallas' son, great quarterback. He's going to be really, really good. We missed a pick 6. Missed a pick 6
hard. Right
there. I mean, we were walking in. The kid had it,
right,
dropped it as he was running, and missed a pick 6 there. They come right back. We stop them again. We go 4th and 1, don't get it, and then they hit a nice little slant. It was a perfect route, perfect throw. They go up 14-7, hit field goal. Once again, we had turnover late in our half. They hit a field goal 17-7. We still got down there. Defense held strong, still got down there, and just had some missed opportunities there. So Trinity and Sharpsburg go on to play Prince Avenue, who destroyed. Right. Oh my gosh, it was 27-3 at half, I think, and finished 50-3 in the semifinal. So state championship, Class A private. We Prince Avenue Christian, Trinity Christian. Great job, Trinity Christian, Kenny Dallas on a great win last night. And Calvary, great season for these seniors. How they rebounded, came together. Coach Stroud talked about just how much fun it was to coach these guys all year. Their enthusiasm all year was awesome, and just a tough one. And then we go to BC.
Well, before we get over to BC, which I went over this, so you had defense, I had offense. I got a chance to stand on the sideline. Man, do I miss Friday Night Lights, but I don't miss the stuff that goes into it before.
Man.
So, but I mean, to the Cavaliers, to Coach Stroud and the coaching staff, uncommon season to finish playing 14 games?
14
games in this uncommon season. And you know what? High school football has been pretty good. You haven't had many cancellation of games or changing games. So I give a lot of credit to that. The coaching staff, what they did over there with those young men over there, Greg Daniels, Army commit, Futus Lewis going to Georgia State. I mean, just the whole year season was a plus. Whether you made it to the playoffs or you didn't.
You got to play.
You got to play.
And that's what we talked about last night too. Our team is like, man, staying here in June when we got to go, July when we got to go back and do workouts, June, July, when you got to do that, like, man, did we really think we're going to be here December 18th playing football? And it was a blessing for all of it. Seniors, thank you, coaching staff, everybody's involved, administration throughout the state. Throughout Georgia High School, same thing. And then we go to BC here. What a shootout you had last night, Carl.
I mean, it was unbelievable, and we got to thank once again our partners in crime, WJCL, Frank Silkowski and Amy Zimmer. I'll do this because he just, long night home, didn't get home at 3 o'clock, so he walked in the door, he jumped on the set. So I'll give you a little of the highlights. Once again, we got to thank Amy Zimmer for sending it to us, and, of course, Frank Silkowski. This is from the Frenzy last night. We did not get Calvary High Schools. They didn't have a connection up there in Sharpsburg, Georgia, which is Noonan, Peachtree area, so it's not, it's not out in the country.
No, not too bad.
Not too bad.
The drive there, when you get off of 75. Woo.
All right, so let's go out to Memorial Stadium. Let me get my mic on. Okay, is my mic working? I hope so. All right, there we go. Quarterback Holden Gurton hits sophomore running back Zaquan Bryan, and the kid's got some jet speed. Bryan goes untouched into the end zone. Cadets light up the scoreboard, and that scoreboard was lit up all night. 7-0 Cadets. Okay, Cadets defense shows how they're going to play all night long, but it didn't turn out that way. All right, so Bryce Paskey with the big takedown. First quarter, Jefferson shows why they are undefeated. Okay, coming into the game, receiver Cade Hamilton pushes away into the end zone. Okay, Holden Gurner has time, lets it go, and look at this catch by Trent Broadnex, the Duke commit. What a catch. Great job. They're in the game again. Hands it off. Okay, right away, that's running back Justin Thomas. Gets it in there, okay? A little pooch kick, and watch Trent Broadnex jump in the air and catch it out of the air.
Oh, my gosh, what a play.
And, I mean, that was a big play, all right? It leads to a touchdown, 14-7 at half. I mean, but you know what? You're undefeated for a reason. In the second half, which is part 2 of this, it gets wild, people. It gets wild. The kid, Malik Starks, 5-star commit, Georgia. Well, he didn't commit anyway, but 5-star high school football player, Georgia, Clemson, and Alabama. How can I forget Alabama?
Roll Tide.
I mean, this kid is unbelievable. He did everything for this team.
Now, was he their quarterback and running back?
Quarterback and he ran from the quarterback position.
Gotcha.
And then he played free safety, which you'll see at the end of the game.
Gotcha. Here we go. Part 2.
Part 2. Okay, here we go. Part 2. Okay. One of the biggest plays in football, the onside kick, but we have the fake punt right here. I'm telling you right now, the Cadets pulled all the tricks out. That's Holden Sapp, who's a phenom on defense. 30-yard gain, okay, straight out of the gate. The Cadets take the lead, 21-14, okay, but it was tied at the third quarter because Jefferson County didn't stay. This kid right here, Malik Starks, look at this pass. Controversial catch in the end zone. He drops it before he hits the ground, but they say it's rule of the catch. He took a step. Benedictine, okay, is coming back. Holden Gurn again, lets it go long. Right there, Justin Thomas, and we got an pass, but it didn't matter, okay? So it's going to be here, right here. Toss out to Mr. Thomas again. He takes it in. No, is that Brooks or Thomas? That's Brooks. Takes it into the end zone. All right, it went back and forth. Right here, big last play of the game. And who is it? Malik Starks, the quarterback, the running back. This kid had, I think, 4 or 5 scores. I mean, one play that I thought was the backbreaker before this, BC, it was tie game. He goes 28, right? 28-20. No, it was 35-35.
Okay.
He well, no, it was 28-28. Because BC had to come back. I mean, BC had him wrapped for like a 4-yard gain. He doesn't go down, takes it for 65 yards. Jefferson County goes up 35-28. BC comes back, ties it, okay, and then they take the lead again, all right, and then BC has a chance, 1 minute to go, they throw an interception again. Just an unbelievable year for the Cadets. I mean, what they went through, once again, to finish the season they went through.
Yes, they did.
Okay, 6 games on the road. Their schedule was thrown out the window right off the bat. And Danny Britt, his coaching staff, the administration there, Kevin Farmer, Jack Holland, whoever it is, Father Frank. I can't pronounce his last name. So, but Father Frank, a good Catholic boy, you always call him Father Frank. Okay. I mean, it was just an unbelievable game. I mean, probably one of the best high school football games I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, you sit there and just glance through the highlights and just realize, one, the amount of talent on the field was unbelievable. I heard the atmosphere was fantastic.
Packed house. Okay. You can tell that it was COVID-19. So, I mean, it was packed house on BC side. They had a good following over there from Jefferson County, which is just north of Athens, I heard.
Yeah, I think just north. So it was great. It was great atmosphere last night in Trinity as well. For all the stuff that everybody's been through, I know you're going to wake up this morning and the losses hurt. Trust me. I mean, it was tough getting in the car last night. You listen to Coach Stroud. You're sitting on the field watching your seniors tear up because you know how much they poured into the program, the time, the effort, energy. Guys, I just want to tell you, you do not realize the amount of effort these coaching staffs has put into this season. It don't matter if it is BC, Calvary, Christian, Country Day, the public schools, the energy that's put in to get to where they were, to get through a season. The stress is just immense. And so I know the losses hurt. Everybody wants to be playing for a state championship game. They do. I mean, I know we felt it last night. You felt like 3 or 4 plays was difference of you being there. Same thing last night for BC. 3 or 4 plays there from being there. But, man, that takes nothing away from these kids. These kids got to play high school sports and got to play for your seniors. They got to play a senior football season, Carl, and what an amazing job.
I mean, unbelievable. And don't forget, though, we're forgetting about the ladies. That's right. The girls are playing flag football. They're in the Elite 8. Richmond Hill went out to Northside Columbus, lost 12-0, but the Wildcats did a great job. Flag football, the inaugural season, 1 o'clock over at Specialty Sports Complex at the corner of 63rd and Paulson on the campus of Callaway Day School. You got the Lady Cavaliers taking on Harris County to go to the Final Four. And if they win, when do they go? Monday or Tuesday?
Well, the game is Wednesday at Home Depot Park, which is located behind Mercedes-Benz in downtown Atlanta. So
they're not in the stadium; they're playing behind it.
Behind it, yeah. So it's
supposed to be a beautiful park.
It is. Talked to Ernie Yarborough last night. Him and a little bit of Georgia High School folks. Tracy was there from Georgia High School. They were going to go to the Fitzgerald game. And there was a massive wreck on 75. So they detoured, came to Sharpsburg, came to a little Class A private game. We got to talk some flag football. Ernie had told me, but before that, hey, he thought Harris would beat Conyers and that we would be playing at home. Now, he said Harris is really good, third year playing flag football, and so they're a tough team. He told me the story about how Portal got into the Final Four with the forfeit. What's crazy, So Muskogee County,
Right.
all right, they made a decision to go digital. Well, when they made a decision to go digital, somehow one school, Columbus,
Right.
had to forfeit their game, but Northside in the same county
Got to play.
they got to play last night. And so, man, they talking about he said, some of them fired up parents. And
Talk about what goes over here, as John Nelson would say, our guru from Georgia Public Broadcasting. You know, you're on the East Coast by the ocean, and then you got to go to the Eastern frontier to the Western frontier, and they both have their problems. So
So the Western Frontier is coming over here today. So we'll play the Tigers, third Tiger team that Cavaliers will be playing. Maybe that's some good karma for us. We'll see at 1 o'clock, Special Sports.
And this is what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm a novice, but it's a hobby. Okay, I've been trying to post it on my Facebook page, but with a tablet or iPad, I found out you can't turn it horizontally like a hamburger bun or the sun rises on the horizon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live on YouTube Live on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Hopefully it'll be better than last week. I apologize to all the people. I'm a novice at this, even at Trent Frodnick signing at BC the other day. I tried doing it sideways. It didn't come out straight. But at 1 o'clock on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, if you can't get out there, we'll have Cavaliers, the Lady Cavaliers, taking on Harris County, the Tigers, against the Cavaliers for the third time in a row at Specialty Sports Complex. It's the Georgia High School State Elite 8
girls flag football.
And it goes on to the Final Four. All right, he's biting at the bit. He's drooling. He's chewing on his baseball and his soccer ball. He's waiting in the back room. Well, we got him in the back closet. So, but anyway,
Cubs gear on.
I call him the baseball fanatic. We did a show when we worked together over at ESPN. That it was called Who's on First, Major League Baseball show. We have a lot of fun with it. He knows his baseball. He knows his soccer. He's the voice of the Savannah Clovers. Coming on next, the wild man, Kyle Lawson.
We'll see you in 3 minutes.
Stay tuned because it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network,
which is the center of the
sports universe.
You got it, man.
We got to thank our sponsors, though. Coach's Corner kicks it off.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. It's the Coach and AD every Saturday morning right here on the internets.
Yep.
Right here on the internets. Internet. Slow down.
Internet.
I know Kyle.
There's a lot of them.
Kyle's heard that accent for a long time. Cubby fan, Yankee fan, Met fan. All right, we'll go at it. I also found out that he also was a rugby player.
Oh.
Was some sort of broadcaster at Northern Illinois, the Huskies.
Huskies, where the kid from Beach committed
And
inside,
Tario
right?
Brown.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a Husky.
He's a Husky.
But he only wants to talk about the Cubs. But anyway, we've got a lot to talk about. We got baseball changing mascot names. We got Savannah Clovers finished out the season. None other than joining us on the Coach's Corner hot seat, the man himself, the baseball fanatic, Kyle Lawson. Kyle, always a pleasure having you on, buddy.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's been too long. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing good. How you doing? You hooked up with another job yet?
Still working on that right now, but hey, I always have time for you guys, and thanks for having me on. This is a blast. So I decided to rotate things a little bit so you can see what's in my kitchen here, my little studio.
Oh, Wrigley Field?
Oh, yeah, just one of the many Wrigley Field pictures. You should come over to the house. So,
I got to check it out. I've dropped you off there a lot. I got to come in and see what it's looked like.
Absolutely.
So tell us, what have you been doing during COVID-19 now?
Well, honestly, been staying home quite a bit. Obviously, still, hey, this is the one chance I have to keep my broadcasting chops up, but everything's good. I don't know how many replays of classic bowl games that I've watched, but there's been a lot of them.
Kyle, talking about, how would you feel about look at his shirt?
I mean, yeah,
Let me see it.
That's Game 7 of the World Series. I had to wear it for you guys. So.
Oh, and of course we're going to talk about Cleveland too. So Cleveland rocks, but you don't have to embarrass us.
Hey, so talking about how you felt as baseball ended, how they got through the season, they got through COVID, and kind of how it ended, and then, man, what do you think the future is going to look like? Listen, pitchers and catchers report not too far away. What do you think that's going to look like, or possibly look like, coming up here in a couple months?
Well, it's going to be kind of tough to see. I mean, as of right now, the word from MLB is that everybody is going to report, all the teams and all the players, everybody in the staff, everybody's going to report as expected at the end of February. We don't know right now. Obviously, we're talking about, vaccines coming out right now. Everything is so touch and go. As of right now, the plan is still to play 162. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're just going to kind of see how it goes. I mean, really, there's so many questions that need to be answered in this next month and a half here.
Kyle, I'm sorry.
No.
The 162 game schedule.
Too much.
I mean, you're a baseball purist. You're a baseball guy. He says it's too much. We saw how intense a shortened season was last year, and I think the fans enjoyed that. What's your thought on reducing the schedule? And is it a MAB union issue? Is it just a dollars and cents issue? Just kind of walk us through that real quick.
Well, I mean, I think it's all kind of rolled together for a lot of reasons. Obviously, the owners, want to see, 162 game season if you can have fans in the stadium. I mean, I think that's a big part. I really think it's all kind of interconnected, But I truly believe when things get, hopefully back to some semblance of normal, when you get fans in the seats, I don't see any reason they would ever reduce it. I mean, they've been playing 162 games, going back to 1961, back before they had the old, 154 game season. I don't think you're ever going to see that go away. I really don't.
I mean, and I know it. I mean, we went from 154 to 162. What date or what season did they change from 154 to 62, Mr. Trivia Man?
Oh, 1961. I mentioned it earlier.
He did. He said it.
Okay, here's another one. what's the greatest thing that happened besides going 162 games in 1961?
Oh, Mantle and Maris.
Which started all the craze that everybody loves home runs.
It is. It was. And, I mean, that was one of the big reasons when you go into the later part of the 60s, they raised the mound, which is why 1968, the year of the pitcher.
So you raised – I did not know
They
that.
did. They raised the mound in 1968. That's why
Who was outstanding in 1968? God rest his soul. He just passed away.
Bob Gibson, I was just going to say, ERA 112.
Come on,
That's
that was
right,
my next trivia question.
Man.
Is this guy a walking baseball encyclopedia?
Like I said, I've had a lot of time to talk about that. I've had a lot of time to go.
Okay, you're probably going to blow me out right here. You know it right away. And who did he battle in the World Series?
Oh, the Detroit Tigers.
And the pitcher?
Mickey Lolich.
Okay, how many wins?
Ooh. How many wins did Bob Gibson?
No, Mickey Lolich. Was that
I
the year he
think
won 31?
No, that's Denny McClain.
Denny McClain. So,
yeah. That's the last guy to win 30 games.
That's super impressive there.
So
I have a problem.
All right, so we had the universal DH during the COVID era here. Do you see the DH becoming a permanent fixture in the National League and the MLB?
Not in
With how successful
2021.
it was. Yes,
I think it'll happen at some point. I really do. I feel like we're already kind of through the looking glass here. It's going to happen at some point. Whether it's not going to be this coming season.
You don't think so?
No, they haven't formally said. Rob Manfred, commissioner of Major League Baseball, has not formally come out and said that. But I mean, I don't believe it's going to happen this season. I think it will happen eventually.
So how does that put the Braves with a guy like Ozuna?
Well, I mean, everybody always talks about how he was not, the greatest, in left field, but I don't think he was a complete slouch either. I mean, he went out and surprised a lot of people. I mean, he played basically the entire season in left field on really just kind of a show-me contract. I mean, he was going to try to get the extension. And, I mean, he surprised a lot of people. I still think there's no reason you shouldn't keep him. If he can just play adequate defense. I'm not saying don't be Jason Hayward out in right field or anything, but the fact what he can do at the plate, I mean, that's what keeps him in the lineup. I mean, I think eventually it's going to affect the fortunes of a lot of guys that probably would go to the American League, but I mean, I still think he would be a tremendous asset if they could find a way to keep him.
And you're watching the Coach and AD right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. We've been doing this since March 28th. It hasn't stopped, but there's no sports to talk about in Savannah, Georgia. But that's another story. So let me go back to the baseball fanatic. Okay, I'm going to go on my soapbox here. I'm a purist. You're a purist. Okay. And I was involved, and, a little trivia question for you. Who was the first DH at East Rockaway High School back in 1977?
Was it a certain Mr. DeMasi?
Yes. Okay. That's how I got to play. Okay. Because I really wanted to be a catcher, but we had an outstanding catcher. So I wanted to play at either hot corner, but once again, the young kids were better than me, but I had a good stick. So I played. All right. But anyway, I liked it back then, but I don't like it. I mean, I want to see the pitcher. I want to see these pitchers work on the skill of hitting a baseball. And that's what we miss in this game. I think it would be more exciting to have a pitcher hit and see what they could do against their fellow brothers standing 61 feet 6 inches away, or 60 feet 6 inches away, whatever you want to say. I think it would bring back some excitement. Now, what do you two guys feel? Let's go with the AD first.
Well, one, I don't like when pitchers go up there and just take 3 strikes and go sit back on the bench.
I agree with you.
And I don't know if – I'm not saying Freeman wouldn't have been MV Freeman if Ozuna wasn't by happen, but if they didn't have the DH this year, you're talking about Ozuna playing 160-something games or maybe 140 out in left field. How's that going to affect his stick? Is he effective hitting-wise as he would have been in a 154-game schedule, 62-game schedule? I mean, if you want excitement, I know baseball purists, but I get frustrated now watching baseball. We got the whole shift, and no one's going to put the bunt down the third baseline. No one's going to try to hit it opposite. We're going to swing out of the park. So, listen, if you're wanting excitement and you're wanting all that, and we can't take a bunt down third baseline right now, then I don't see the point of a pitcher hitting, and let them get up there and bring someone that's going to be a free swinging guy in, and let's roll with it.
I mean, I really waffled on this because I am, as you know, a big National League guy. I mean, that's what I've, always enjoyed, but I mean, I really see both sides of this, and it's really tough for me. I think personally for me, no, I would not like to see a universal DH. Do I think it'll happen? I do.
Yes. All right, we got a 2-minute drill here. Our guest just entered our green room here at Coach's Corner. All right, the voice of the Savannah Clovers. Quickly, give us a recap. What can we look forward from your second favorite pastime, even though he plays rugby? Okay, soccer goalie. Tell us what you think about Savannah Clovers, where they're headed.
Okay, well, there's some fun developments right now as far as their league status. As you know, the Savannah Clovers currently play in the 5th tier of American soccer. They're a semi-professional team. They play in the United Premier Soccer League, the Premier Division. As of right now, there is a chance that the Clovers would be able to move up to a higher division as a part of the National Independent Soccer Association, NISA. It has 2 divisions. So currently the top division operates in the 3rd tier of American soccer, 2 levels below Major League Soccer, i.e. Atlanta United. And there's a chance that they would be able to start off in the 2nd division, which would put them at the 4th tier. So that'd be moving up. You'd be playing teams like Chattanooga Football Club, some established teams in, Asheville, North Carolina, pardon me. And, but there's a chance that they'd be able to play some higher level teams. And there's a lot of great talent, a lot of current, graduates of SCAD, and a lot of players that have played, that have grown up, grassroots players that have played, throughout their childhood here in Savannah, that'll have the opportunity to play at a higher level. So we have some really cool things going on right now. Brian Sykes, everybody, Jeff Tifo, everybody over at the Clovers right now doing some really cool stuff. We should have some good announcements coming around February. And, of course, we're still planning on playing on the spring season 2021 as scheduled over at Memorial Stadium.
Nice. All right. I got to end with a trivia question.
Excuse me.
So we know the Indians might go back to the Spiders. You were right on over 100 years ago.
Yep.
What was the Braves' original nickname or mascot name?
The Boston Red Stockings.
Nice. Hey, before you go, tell us how you feel about the situation with Cleveland. When do you think the name changed, and when do you think that will really develop and happen?
Well, I mean, as of right now, they've already discussed that they're going to play the 2021 season as the Indians as of right now. I think you're probably going to hear an announcement pretty soon. My pick would still be the Spiders. I like the name. I like the history. That was, and by the way, that the 1899 Cleveland Spiders, the losingest team in Major League history.
Why would you
292
How could
winning
you go
percentage.
back to that as an organization to go back to being the
Tradition, purist,
I think
baseball
it's kind of a
purist.
cool name. I mean, as if nobody else has any better ideas,
Right.
I say go with it.
Whoa.
Keep the same colors.
There is a school that uses the Spiders. Can you name it?
Richmond.
Yeah, you beat
Spider.
me to you.
Yeah, no, I did know that though. So,
Yes, you did.
right in Virginia, I drove past it once.
So, all right. I mean, so if that happens, do you think that will set off a wave for the Braves?
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, ownership of the Braves is pretty adamant that they're not going to change that. I get it. You know, they're making a concerned effort, to be sensitive, and I get it. That's been a long time coming. I don't think the Braves will change. You could also see similar arguments with the Chicago Blackhawks in the NHL. That will not change. I don't believe that's going to. I think this is probably where it's going to. I don't think you're going to see any other teams change names.
All right.
Spiders.
We got to get out of here. We got the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Waking in our back room from St. Vincent's Academy, Kiffin, Brun. But Kyle, always
congratulations, Kiffin.
All right, always a pleasure. Have a great holiday. I'm going to call you about 11:30 today, so make sure your phone line's on because I got something to ask you.
I'll be here.
I know. In your baseball, in your Wrigley Field kitchen.
Wrigley Field kitchen. Absolutely. Guys, it's always fun. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it, man.
You know your stuff, buddy.
I try.
Just don't kick with your left foot. See you later. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that loves baseball,
without doubt,
loves soccer in Savannah.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows his stuff. He went to school for journalism and broadcasting.
He's got talent for it.
Hopefully he'll wind up somewhere. I know he's really biting a bit to do something. So hopefully he'll get that break that, he deserves. I mean, COVID-19 hit him hard, but he's a trooper. He's a guy that's
walking encyclopedia. That's for sure. And he's just great to talk to. And I mean, he's so knowledgeable in his opinion and what that looks like. And so always great to have Kyle on and give us updates. We really didn't get into when we get him on next time. Hey, what does he see? Maybe some more off-season signing for the Braves, what that looks like, what their pitching staff might look like. And so we'll bring him back.
We got to bring him back.
Yeah, back in January as we get into, pitchers and catchers. They starting to go. But now, next, this young lady from St. Vincent's signed a scholarship, national letter of intent to go play at Montvelo in Alabama. Great school, great place. And we get to talk to Miss Kiffin here very shortly about that.
Kiffin Brun from St. Vincent's Academy. You're watching the Coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live from
Coach Corner Center Sports Universe.
And we got to thank him right away. And they're going to kick it off. And we got to thank our sponsors that make this happen every Saturday.
In 3 minutes.
We'll be back, Kiffin. Hang in there.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And it's been a big week here in Savannah, Georgia. Once again, good morning. Hopefully it's going to be a great day for you. It's going to be sunny. It's going to rain a little later on. It's going to be a little chilly, but you know what? We're in December.
Not as cold as it was last night.
Not as cold as last night.
Let me tell you, when you started looking on the sideline up there in Sharpsburg and you saw how blown up Danny was down here, I looked around about the third quarter, and we had some sideline heaters, thank goodness. But I started looking around the sideline, and frost was developing on everything we had. I'm like, holy cow, this is cold, very cold. But
anyway,
this young lady has been hot on the track and
baseball, softball,
but sailing
too.
Sailing. We're gonna get to talk about some sailing as well. Let's bring her on.
On December 4th, at St. Vincent Academy in the courtyard, because they're following, COVID-19 protocols. All right. She's been dedicated, coach, or the athletic director, Diana Tootin, said she's been committed to St. Vincent's athletics program throughout her high school career. She's led it in softball, track, and sailing for 3 years at St. Vincent's Academy. Softball and sailing for 3 years, 4 years track and field. She holds the St. Vincent's triple jump record at 32 feet and 2 inches. Pretty impressive. In 2019, her top 100-meter hurdle time, 17.93 seconds. 100 meters jumping over hurdles, 17.9. Whoa. All right. So she's worked hard, and she did it on December 4th. She signed a national intent to play at the University of Montevallo in Alabama, Georgia. Joining us on the Coach's Corner Sports Network hot seat, but from the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week this week from St. Vincent Academy, senior Kiffin Brun. Kiffin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I got a quick question before he starts grilling you. Your dad a baseball umpire?
He is, yes, sir.
Okay.
I
put two and together when I saw that WJCL little highlight of you and the fam, and I said, I know that guy. I think he does a little softball and a little baseball umpiring. Yeah, Steven, right?
Yes.
There we go.
So the coach is not losing his memory yet. He's not losing his mind. But once again, tell him and your mom congratulations. I'm telling you, and I know if he's listening, he's one of the best umpires in the area, whether it's softball or baseball. And I'm glad to finally meet you because I know he's always hanging around softball games, and I didn't know exactly who you were. But besides that, congratulations to you because a lot of hard work went into this going on to get a college scholarship to Montevallo College.
Thank you.
Hey, Kiffin, talk about, one, you played obviously multiple sports here, softball. I'm going to talk about sailing here in a little bit. But tell us, when did you really start getting into track? And one, your events, triple jump and hurdles are not your normal events. I mean, those are kind of specialized events that really take some training. So talk about how'd you get into track and especially those events?
So my freshman year was when I first started running track, and I honestly just didn't know which spring sport to play, and I knew I wanted to play one. And I heard a few of my friends talking about how they were doing track, and I was like, I'll give that a try. So I got up to practice, and I started trying out a bunch of things. I tried high jump, I tried long jump, and then I just kind of fell into triple jump and hurdles, and they just really seemed to be the perfect fit for me. And then I did it at meets, and I just absolutely loved it. And then I just never stopped.
So you never had any training up until your freshman year?
I had absolutely no track experience whatsoever.
Well, knowing Dad, you probably had a lot of softball experience, right?
Yes.
So anyway, and then sailing.
Yeah.
I mean, where does the sailing come from now?
Well, the sailing was another – I knew St. Vincent's had sailing, and I was like, well, I want to try that. My whole family sailed, so I was like, might as well give it a try, and I absolutely loved it as well, and it's so fun.
So where do you do sailing at? Where do you guys go out of? The yacht club or?
So we used to go out of the yacht club. Now we're at Lake Mare and Sunbury.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Hey, we'll talk about let's get into your, specifically track. So talk about once you got into your freshman year and hey, you started getting to a triple jump, you started getting into the hurdles. What training did you start embracing as that came along, and obviously you started to become more and more successful?
So triple jump is all about rhythm, and I've noticed that the only way to get better at the rhythm of it is just to do so many jumps of practice, and not like full jumps, but just to time yourself and get like the right rhythm in. So I'll do about 36 jumps of practice or 36 run throughs and try to get 2 or 3 jumps for marks at the end. So I'm jumping around 40 times or running the runway about 40 times. And it really just kind of helps me get into the rhythm of it.
Well, hurdles. All right. So how did that come about as well? Because that's a different, I mean, you go from triple jump to hurdles. And once again, you talk about rhythm and timing. Is that why hurdles fit you so well?
Yes, I have to say that the rhythm is also very, very like helpful to understand in hurdles as well. Like, and even comes down to like your breathing. Like, you're not supposed to breathe on hurdles 3 through 3, 7, and 9. And you just have to think about that as you're going to just kind of get your mind off of actually running hurdles. Because, I mean, it is very intimidating looking down and seeing 10 hurdles in your way and being like, well, I have to get to the end of that. So it's honestly all about the rhythm and just practicing and getting your steps right and just trying to get your feet to where your feet do the work without you telling them to.
I just learned something new.
Yeah.
I didn't. I've coached the field events, not the track events, shot put, discus, because that's what I did in high school. So I knew a little about it. I never got into that other stuff. Wow.
Yeah, the breathing and all that
stuff.
Didn't know any of that.
Now, as far as the other sports, okay, you started out in softball and you're involved in the sailing now. Tell us about, which sport do you like the best? I know you got a scholarship now to go run and play track at Montevello, but really, which one do you like the best?
Honestly, track, but a sport that like I don't play in high school, but I just play for fun is hockey, and that is probably my like absolute all-time favorite sport to watch. And then track and hockey to play are like right there.
All right, give me some background. Where does the hockey come from?
Well, back when I was very, very young, Super Goose hockey in Savannah, that's where we played. And then we would try to play at the Civic Center in the winter for ice. And then now the Savannah Roller Hockey League.
Now that's out Lake Mare, right?
Yeah.
I had someone message me on Facebook last week about roller hockey. And I was like, roller hockey? Like, where do we have roller hockey at? And they said Lake Mare. They got a league. They got a league, teams from kind of all over. I mean, you got 8 teams, I think, here in Savannah. And I was like, all right, because they were trying to maybe come on the show. And I was like, well, I didn't know it. So do you still do that, or do you participate in the league?
Yes. So now I'm just a sub because I'm trying to cut back on any athletics that don't relate to track. But now I'm a sub for the team. So if they need a goalie and they don't have one, they'll call me up and I'll.
Well, Kiffin, all right, I'm blowing my bubble here today. I was the first DH at my high school way back in 1976. Yeah, I'm an old guy. But growing up, goalie, roller hockey. Now, I go back not to inline. I go back to those old Chicago Derby 4-wheel with the little stopper in front. And I'm telling you right now, we used to play outside. We had an outdoor rink like they did at Lake Mare. Goalie, we got something right here, connection.
Oh, my goodness.
Dad, umpire, softball, her and I are goalies. You got to get between the pipes. Sometimes it hurts a little because back then, I don't know what you guys play with now. We used to get frozen. I'm giving away my age here.
You are.
Not frozen hockey pucks, but frozen a disc of electrical tape. That was our hockey puck.
All right, so I know it's crazy. You never know what's going to
come out of me.
What's going to come next? Hey, so going back to the track, talk about when did recruiting start for you? What was it? When did that really start to get on the map for you? Like I said, you weren't running competitively up until you got in at St. Vincent's. Did you start running AAU events or anything, or was it just strictly high school and your times really got you getting recruited?
So I've never run AAU. It was really my high school time. And recruiting started around the summer between junior and senior year. And that's when I kind of realized that I wanted to run track in college. So I began trying to get on the radar of coaches and stuff.
All right. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Sport. It's been the coach and AD for now almost over a year. All right, Chad Griffin, Karl DeMasi. It's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're at our favorite part of the show, the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. We're talking to Senior. She just signed a national letter of intent to go play to do track and field at Montevideo College, but she's a softball player. She's a sailor. She's a hockey player. Okay, roller hockey, that is. Okay. But there's got to be some kind of support. And now I put 2 and 2 together with your dad. And I know some people that know your mom. Tell us what your family has meant to your success academically and athletically.
Well, my family, my dad, he's very into his sports. So I've been pushed to do the best I can in all of my athletics. And he comes to, my mom and my dad come to all of my track, sailing, softball, all of it. They come to every single one. And I really think that support has really helped me because there's always someone there that's like there for me. And that really has helped me quite a bit, I think.
Well, I mean, you say you got a great, network at home, someone who's grown up in the sports world. And then you got, just 2 uber supportive parents from that standpoint. But what was it about Montevideo that, you were kind of drawn to, from that standpoint? There's it's a great school. So, what was it during your recruiting process that kind of just attracts you to Montevideo? And people don't know that's a really great school out there. They're really great in volleyball. They're great in soccer. They're great in a lot of programs. So talk about your choice to Montevideo.
It's beautiful too.
Well, the coach contacted me and I was interested to begin with because it is a D2 school and that's kind of the division I wanted to run. And then he said, let's set up a visit to the school. And when I got there, I absolutely fell in love with the campus. The coaching staff was amazing. The facility was awesome. And I really loved the team. And I really was like, it felt like a home and the team felt like a family. So I fell in love with the school.
I mean, it's got to be a fit for you too. And, a lot of kids don't realize that they get recruited and they hear about these places and then they go visit it and doesn't feel right, but they still go and they're only there for about a year. So hopefully, it's a good fit for you and your expertise, whether it be in academia or athletically. I got a question for you. And we have we have kids come on from St. Vincent's and BC and they talk about the brotherhood and the sisterhood. Tell us about your experience at St. Vincent's and what the teachers and the staff at St. Vincent has meant to Kiffin Brun.
Oh, wow. The staff and the teachers, they're all so supportive of me. Like after I'll have a big day at track or something, they'll come up to me. They'll be like, oh, congratulations. And I didn't even know they knew that I ran track, much less knew how I did last night. So it's just having that support constantly from the teachers and staff is really just wonderful. And they're awesome.
Well, talk about you also, I mean, you're playing softball, you run track. So talk about your coaches and how they've been able to impact you in your time there as well.
Well, my softball coach is actually the one that suggested to me to run track. So that was probably huge impact. But
Dodson, right?
Yes. But my track coaches have been so amazing. They're so helpful and supportive, and they are always there for me when I'm maybe not feeling my best at a meet or anything like that. They're always there to get me where I need to be, and it's really, really wonderful.
Kiffin, impressed. Now I can put 2 to 2 together, and I mean, your father is a good guy, great guy. I haven't really met your mother, but once again, I'm glad that this comes together. And of course, your classmate, help me out, Emily Beto.
Emma Beto, yes, sir.
Beto. Yeah. She also signed.
Young Harris.
Right. We tried to get her on to come with you together so you guys do this together, but she had her wisdom teeth pulled yesterday. Ooh. So we got to set up an interview with her too. I want to get both of you on because it's really exciting when we have the same kids from the same school that have signed scholarships and where they're headed. But once again, keep up the great work. And finally glad, hey, roller hockey, goalies, yes.
Hey, I'm a goalie out, but soccer, but that's okay. But I know what it's like to have that mentality to be between the pipes and in play. So we got a little connection.
We got a connection here.
Hey, last thing real quick.
Go ahead.
Hey, academically, what are you looking at Montevideo? You got something specifically that you're looking at studying?
Yes, finance. I really am very interested in finance and business.
She can run
Show me the money. She can run her own business.
Roller hockey league and be, or I mean, it's great.
Set up a roller hockey league. Yeah, you can do that too.
A lot of things. Well, Kiffin, you're awesome. We appreciate you. And
have a great holiday and tell dad hello. Tell mom I'll get to meet her, I guess, in person someday. But once again, great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Kiffin. Hey, great job there for her. What a great young lady. I mean, look at all the things, sailing. I thought, man, that's a little bit different, a little bit interesting. And then she got into
hockey, roller hockey.
People know I play hockey, goalie. I mean, that's just one. What I love about it is, hey, if you're out there watching, you're listening, it's okay to do something that's a little bit out of the box. That's not the norm. You never know when it's going to fit, or like she said, she had never ran track until she got to high school.
Yep.
Didn't grow up running AAU meets or any of those stuff. You don't know what talents you have until you get out there and try it. You don't know what might come along.
Well, once again, we're going to stick with the ladies right here. And we had the Makos on a couple of weeks ago. Melissa Makos used to be the WTOC sportscaster, sports reporter. She changed the hat, turned the hat around, went into teaching. She came on talking about women's in sports. But if you're listening, this young lady also had to battle COVID-19, and she got a bad case of it, and she battled back. I can't believe she's out there doing what she's doing. She's running around town, filming the kids, filming sports. She also has got a new title. What is that? Sports director,
WTOC.
And that's Lindsey Goff. And she comes out of the hills of Kentucky, I think, but we'll get more into that. She's a little wildcat. You got it. So next up from WTOC, the new sports director, Lindsey Goff, right here on the Coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Where are we coming from?
Sierra Sports University here at Coach Corner, Gazillion TVs. And stay tuned today. Come in here, Gazillion TVs. All the championships will be on today. And then, of course, tomorrow, NFL football. And then at noon, all the bowl predictions come out.
All sports, all music, all the time. Food, fun, and have a good time right here, Coach's Corner. All right, let's thank our sponsors because Lindsey wants to get on here. We'll be right back with Lindsey Goff from WTOC, the new sports director. 3 minutes, Lindsey.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering. We ain't New York style. We are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
I'm glad I put that in. It gives a chance.
Yeah, it does. It's nice transition.
And good morning, Savannah. Thank you for joining us, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi, and the AD, Chad Griffin, right here from the Center of Sports Universe, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. You know, we meet a lot of people. We're involved with coaching and teaching and also dealing with the media. And you and I do this because it's a hobby. It's a lot of fun, even though sometimes I wonder why with all the hours we're putting in our other job. But this is what it's all about, you know. And new to the area. She's been here for, I think she'll correct me, for almost a year now. She's a go-getter. She's another local female. Have you noticed here in Savannah, Georgia, that in our sports departments, there's always a guy and there's always a female that are involved in sports in this area? And it seems like the girls are doing a lot more than the guys.
Well, you know, that could just be because they're maybe smarter. They
but anyway,
understand things a little bit more.
She comes from Kentucky, from the University of Kentucky. She'll give us a background, and I want to hear a story of how she battled that COVID-19, because she had a battle with it. And last night on the sidelines, run up and down at the BC Jefferson County game. Joining us now on the Coach's Corner hot seat from WTOC. That's right, the new sports director, Lindsey Goff. Lindsey, thanks for getting up early and coming on.
Hey guys, yeah, it takes a lot to get me out of bed before 10 a.m. When you're working till 1. So
I know. We know the feeling. Trust me.
I'm up. If you hear my dog crying, she's not a morning person either. So.
Use your coffee early in the morning.
Yeah. And
so,
I've been
Lindsey,
2 years, Karl.
2 years already?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So tell us how, one, you're from Kentucky. All right. It's like being from North Carolina. You're a Duke fan or North Carolina fan. So what was it? Did you grow up a UK fan? All right. Is that what it was? Family interest in Kentucky? How'd you get to KU?
Whoa, we're UK.
Oh, sorry, UK.
We don't like them either.
Right. KU would be Kansas. My fault. UK.
Okay, I'll forgive you.
My bad. All right. Tell us about how you got to UK.
My family's not really like super into sports, actually. That's kind of something I picked up on my own around like middle school. My mom actually went to the University of Louisville, which is our like big rival.
Yes. And you know you're from Kentucky when you say Louisville. You don't say
Louisville.
Louisville.
So, we'll give her a pass for that. But she went to Louisville. She does know how to read. But
oh my gosh!
Wow.
All right. So tell me why you chose.
I'm getting
UK.
to that.
Why did you choose UK and not mom's alma mater? How did that develop?
Oh, because I won't take any more shots at mom, but
okay.
I was a competitive cheerleader growing up as a kid, and UK cheerleaders are like top of the notch. Like they've won more than 20 national championships. My favorite color was Kentucky, where I'm from. Big Wildcat country. So it just kind of worked out that way. And then, as I grew to love sports, obviously our basketball team is always pretty good. And I suffered through football season for a while. So when it was time to apply for colleges, that was the only school I looked at. That was the only school I applied to.
Nice.
I loved it there. I knew that was where I wanted to be, and it worked out.
So while you were at Kentucky, how'd you get, you got into a degree in broadcast journalism. So your love for sports, was that when you got into broadcast journalism, did you know immediately, hey, I want to go be a sports journalist?
So it kind of started in high school for me. I was on the yearbook staff, and I was editor of our sports section. So I would take still photographs at all of our sporting events. I was at every football game and every basketball game, and I liked being down there, like close to the action and the feel of it. And So I knew that was something I was interested in, but I actually went to UK on scholarship for agricultural biotechnology. I was going to be a pharmacist. And I can do math, but I don't love it, and it doesn't come like easy to me.
Right.
And so I got my freshman schedule and just had like a meltdown. I was like, Mom, I don't know if I can do this. And she was like, well, you talk about sports all the time. Like, why don't you just get paid for it? Why don't you just go into that? And I was like,
great advice from Mom. I mean, great advice.
It's not a bad idea. So
great advice from the arch rival.
Yeah. So the day before classes started my freshman year, I switched my major to broadcast journalism and never really looked back. And I was really fortunate because at UK, we had opportunities to go cover the football and basketball teams just like everybody else. You know, like I was in the mix with ESPN and all of these other people.
Right.
We won the national championship my freshman year. So I got to be around all of that and be around the programs and see how like major college athletics operated. And then my senior year, I worked for the athletic department in their video department. So I got a lot of really, really cool opportunities like while I was there to cover a lot of very big names in sports, a lot of guys that are making a lot of money in the NBA now. And we got a few NFL players too. And I got to cover coaches getting hired and fired and all kinds of stuff. So I had a lot of really awesome opportunities at UK. So yeah, once I went into broadcast, I kind of knew I wanted to do TV, and we had to learn to do print, broadcast, and radio. You had to take classes in each one. So I tried them all out, and I really loved radio too. I still enjoy radio, but TV was where my heart is, and that's where we are.
All right. And once again, you're watching the Coach AD right here from Coach's Corner, all part of Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're talking to the new sports director at WTOC. She takes the place of Jake Wallace, who jumped over to the digital side. Now, when you came here to Savannah 2 years ago, did you know anybody, or was this off the cuff? How did you wind up here in the good old Savannah, Georgia area?
Sean Evans works at our station, and I knew of him because he went to UK and he worked for our sister station in Lexington when I was a student there. So like we knew of each other. We had the same like professors and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't know anybody when I moved here. So I actually worked in Louisville prior to coming here, and our sports department was cut. So I was out of work for about 6 months, which turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I have a sister that I'm 10 years older than, and so I'd never been around for like her high school events and stuff like that because I was always, working, and she was in the marching band. So that actually gave me a chance. I was unemployed during a football season, so I was able to – normally I'd be working on Friday nights. I was able to see some of her like performances and stuff before she graduates. And then I started working here in February. I didn't know a soul, but I figured if I was going to sign a 2-year contract somewhere, there were worse places to be than Savannah.
There you go. Well, and talking about that, what describe – obviously you're a sports enthusiast. Obviously you love it. It's become a passion of yours. How would you say, covering sports in South Georgia has been for you? And what do you think, what do you love about it? What have you seen that you just really love about covering sports in South Georgia?
I think first of all, it doesn't get as cold during football season, so I do enjoy that. But I was really excited to cover high school football down here. Obviously we have high school football in Kentucky, but it's not quite the same. And just the passion that people have around football season here. Obviously, I got the basketball side in Kentucky. People live and die by football down here. So that's been a lot of fun for me, and that was something I was really excited for.
There's a lot of sports here. Basketball, it's an uncommon year right now, but basketball is big time here in the city of Savannah.
It is.
But let's talk to something that everybody's dealing with, okay? And you got firsthand experience, COVID-19. I mean, you contracted it, you had to battle it. So tell us, how did this all, how did it all happen, and what was the experience like? Because I've never really met. I know people who had COVID-19, but hadn't go to the extent that I watched you go through.
Yeah, so it started, I guess, back in June. It was the week of the RBC Heritage, and I was really excited. That was my birthday week, but also that was the first live sporting event I got to cover in 4 months. So I was really, really excited, and I was actually covering COVID that week. That was my main focus. There were no fans because of COVID. I went to the PGA Tour's testing lab. I did all kinds of like COVID stories. They had their first positive COVID case that week, so that was like the last story I did before I got sick. And so there were no fans, but because it's in like a neighborhood, people that were staying in the homes on the course could still watch golf. So I was tasked with going to talk to some people that, basically got a front row seat to professional golf with no one else on the course.
Right.
So I didn't know it at the time, but I interviewed someone that was COVID positive. She didn't know, she hadn't started showing symptoms yet. And she was from Charleston, which was a hot spot at that time. So I interviewed them on June 20th. I turned 27 on June 19th. I interviewed them on June 20th. And I was off for the next 3 days. And I remember I was really tired, but I just kind of chalked it up to I had a long work week. I was running around in the sun, walking a lot of miles with my camera. So I didn't really think too much of it. And then on the 23rd, so 3 days later, I started having the flu-like symptoms, body aches and chills, muscle aches, headache, the fatigue. Eventually I lost my taste and smell, the congestion. And I had a little cough, but it really wasn't that bad of a cough, to be honest. And I never had a fever. So I kind of in my gut knew okay, I probably have this. So I gave it 2 days to see if I felt better. I didn't. So I tried to go get tested at the DPH free testing site, the drive-through site. And they actually ran out of tests the day that I went to go get tested. And it was unfortunate because, that took every ounce of energy out of me to get in my car and drive there. The fatigue is unreal. So then the next day I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get up early and get there before it starts. And even then I had to wait 4 hours. So I was finally able to get tested on the 26th. On the 30th, I got my results, and I had been quarantining this whole time. I'd only left to get in my car and drive through tests. I didn't go anywhere else. So the 30th, I got my results that I was positive, which I kind of knew. So I, continued to quarantine, and I felt terrible, slept a lot. And then around July 4th, I was starting to feel a little better, actually. And I was confident that, I think July 4th was over a weekend, and I was confident I was going to be able to go back to work that Wednesday because it had been over 2 weeks, and I was feeling better, and I was like, okay. And then I started having a severe abdominal pain. I couldn't hardly even sit up, and I almost passed out, walking my dog, taking her out to use the bathroom. So I gave it a day. It didn't get better. So I called my primary care physician. They sent me to urgent care, and I went to urgent care. They sent me to the ER. So I drove myself to Candler, and again, because their waiting rooms were closed, I was waiting in line outside to get into the emergency room. And I guess I looked so bad that a nurse came and got me out of line. It was come with me. And so they checked me in, and I thought, they'd give me some IV fluids and some pain meds and send me on my way. And I was there for about 5 hours, and they ran a CAT scan and did a bunch of tests. And the doctor, who was actually a UK med school graduate, ironically, came in. He was like, your appendix has ruptured. It needs to come out now. We have called in the surgeon. So you're going to have emergency surgery tonight. I was like, I can't go home and come back in the morning. And they're like, no, you have to do this now. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So the surgeon came in and told me that normally they wouldn't operate on somebody COVID positive just because it was still so early on. They didn't know the effects of putting somebody under when they're sick and everything else. He's like, but your appendix has got to come out. Okay. So I called my mom, who was actually on a college visit with my sister in New York City. And I was like, yeah, they're keeping me. I'm going into emergency surgery. It's about 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, I don't know how long I'll be here. They said I'll be here until at least Monday. That was on a Thursday. And of course she's freaking out. She's like, do you want me to come? And I'm like, I'm still positive. They gave me a rapid test when I got to the hospital. And I was like, I can't have visitors. When I'm out of surgery, they're taking me to the COVID ward, and I can't have anybody. So I don't remember waking up, but I guess they had complications with my surgery, and they called my mom around 2 a.m. surgery took a lot longer than they thought. So they tried to go in like laparoscopically with 2 like tiny incisions to get my appendix out. But the surgeon said it was hard and the size of a baseball, which is supposed to be about the size of your pinky. So they had to do like a big 6-inch incision from like my belly button down to take it out. And they said that it caused like a massive infection in my whole like abdomen. So they removed part of my colon and my cecum too. And they said that COVID was basically just like a lightning strike on my body. That was like the words he used. And that I was trying like my body was fighting so hard against COVID that it just kind of wreaked havoc on the rest of me. So I woke up in the COVID ward and was touch and go for a few days. They couldn't get my levels under control. Like my white blood cells were all off and my blood sugar, and like they would get one thing normal and something else would spike or drop. And so the only people I saw were like my nurses in full PPE, and they would come every 2 hours to prick my finger and take my vitals. And I would have blood drawn every morning and 2 shots in my stomach every day. It was like clockwork. I honestly looked like a drug addict, like when I got out of the hospital. I mean, it was just like bruises all up my arms because they kept having to switch my IVs, and my stomach had like needle marks all in it. It was insane. And I wasn't able to even eat the whole time I was there. Like, I think the last 3 days I could have like liquids, and my final day I could have solid food. So I lost a ton of weight. I had like an NG tube going like through my nose down into my stomach. And then I was on oxygen most of the time. So it was pretty miserable. I was on pretty heavy drugs like the first week. I was there 11 days. So I remember like the tail end of it pretty vividly. But yeah, I was touch and go for a few days, and the surgeon called my mom and was like, "You have a very, very sick child, and it's good that she came when she did." So talk about like following your gut, because I almost didn't even go to the ER because I was just like, I don't feel good. Like, I just want to go back to bed. And I didn't feel like driving myself. So I almost didn't even go. So, listen to your gut, guys. But,
yeah, I hear you.
When I got to go home, I had my staples removed. I had 17 staples, and I had those removed, like maybe 2 or 3 days after I got out of the hospital. And then for several weeks, I had like a variety of follow-up appointments. I had to have a follow-up procedure to like check everything in my gut and make sure we're good to go. Because they thought I might have Crohn's disease for a minute too. Thankfully, I don't. So I had a follow-up procedure August 26th, and then I was off work for 74 days. So I got to come back on September 2nd, and I honestly can't thank WTOC enough. Like, not only did they like support me through all of that, but our company, we have like COVID pay. So that if you're like quarantining and you get sick, there's like 2 weeks of special PTO for that. But I was able to like continue to get paid while I was sick. So I was really fortunate for that, you know, because with the medical bills and everything, and I was still paying rent and everything, obviously. And then, you know, they worked with me when I came back. I came back in like a modified capacity. So you normally see me out shooting my own stuff, but for maybe like a month and a half, I couldn't shoot still. So they really worked with me on that and helped like ease me back into things, which was super helpful. So yeah, I came back in September and worked my way back into it. And I would say I was like back doing my full job October, early November. So yeah, that's my story. I'm still like a little sick, or not sick. I'm still a little tired, and I still have like a slight lingering cough. They said it's like a smoker's cough. Like if you quit smoking, you still have a cough. So it's not bad, but I always feel self-conscious because like if I cough in public, I'm like, I promise I'm not sick.
We'll talk about, you know, I mean, you've battled through this, and I've watched you or listened to you on social media. You know, I love following you on social media because you're very honest, very direct about everything. What are you most looking forward to now as being the director of sports for WTOC? What's your vision, or what can you cast? I'm reading through here some things you did like beyond the game, you know, at your former places. So what are you most looking forward to as you get to be the director of sports here for WTOC?
I really want to tell more like sports feature stories. Like I love doing that. Like I aspire to be Tom Rinaldi. I love him. So, people that have overcome something or achieved something that not many achieve, like I want to do more of those stories because for a while I was splitting my time between news and sports. So I would do news reporting during the week and sports on the weekends. So it didn't give me a lot of time to do like feature stories on our athletes and coaches and teams. I would kind of go grab my highlights on the weekends and things like that, but I wasn't able to always deep dive how I wanted to. So I'm really excited for that and ramping up our social media presence. Obviously, I love social media. I was tweeting my way through the hospital. That's kind of how I kept myself entertained. And Jake Wallace is still doing our WTOC Sports podcast with me, so we still have that going. And those are two things I think I'm really excited for. And just getting to do more with sports specifically in our area. But I also have an interest in investigative journalism. And I really found that interest during the University of Louisville basketball scandals. There were layers to that story. And I'm very, very, very competitive, and I hate getting beat. And I was at a smaller station, so we were getting beat. And I was like, I don't like this at all. So I learned how to file FOIAs. I learned how to read all the court documents, and I learned the ins and outs of all of this. And it actually benefited me when Shai Wertz was arrested and the whole bird poop cocaine situation with the Georgia Southern quarterback. And we were really able to deep dive in on that and able to find out that it wasn't what it seemed. So I think it's important to dig deeper, not just in the news realm, but I think that my news background helps me do that, to dig deeper on some of these stories. And, it's not always surface level. So that's something that I'm hoping I can do too.
Well, Lyndsey, I followed you along on social media throughout your battle with that sickness. And when you said that you were starting to come down the home stretch, and, I said, we're all praying for you, all with you. I mean, like I said, that's a battle in itself, and now you're back into it. And I got one question. Being growing up in a big family where my dad was a big horse follower, if you want to say that, OTB and off-track betting, all that. I saw your resume and your little blurb on WC. What's it like at the Kentucky Derby? Something I've always wanted to go to. I've been to I don't know how many Belmont Stakes, but there's something about the Kentucky Derby. What's that like?
So I actually collect the Kentucky Derby mint julep glasses. You can see some of them there behind me. It is my happy place in the world is the backside of Churchill Downs where the barns are on Kentucky Derby week. I told y'all, I'm not a morning person, but I'll be out there at 5 a.m. watching these horses run as the sun comes up, and it is my peace. That's what I miss the most, covering. I miss seeing my Wildcats up close, but man, Derby week, I miss home. It's surreal because you're on the backside. You've got all these famous trainers and horses that cost more than I'll ever make in my lifetime, just kind of walking around casually. And, everybody's going about their business, and you can just watch them train. You can hear them thundering down the back stretch of Churchill Downs. Yeah, it's incredible. And what's cool about the backside of Churchill Downs is not everybody can get back there. And so you'll see the most random people just hanging out back there. One day I ran into Purdue's head coach, Jeff Brom. He's from Louisville. He was back there. You just see Donovan Mitchell was back there one time. You just run into so many people back there. And you learn so much. And I grew up around horses. My grandparents used to breed horses, not thoroughbreds, but, I still have a love for that. And when I was actually in high school, I was I was an FFA officer. I took equine classes. I considered going into equine science for a little while. It's something I nerd out about. So I always loved Derby coverage. Now, Derby Day itself is hectic. It's very, very, very crowded. It rains half the time. I was lucky. I always got to do red carpet coverage. So I was usually covered most of the day and just interviewing the athletes coming down the red carpet. But being like on the like the media gets to be on the track during the race. Like we stand up against that outside rail by Millionaires Row, and that's where so like you can feel the horses like running past you. And the year Justified won, I was actually like at the start finish line, like on the inside rail. So it's incredible. There is nothing like it. I think everybody should experience it at least once. There's actually betting booths like in the media room at Churchill Downs. It's incredible. It's awesome.
Well,
hey, we appreciate you. Hey,
congratulations.
We'll get you on again. We'll talk about, females in sports. Saw the kicker for Vanderbilt and kind of breaking those barriers and you're kicking down barriers as you're going through sports. So we'll get you back on and talk more of that nature. I know you've had a busy night, busy weekend as well, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Lyndsey.
What a great story.
I mean, just the battle she was battling that, and you followed her on social media, and now she takes a step up, WTOC sports director, and that's probably the first one in this area that I can think of.
And she's got just a great background in everything. Her experience coming from that area, the investigative journalism. She said she's got tremendous passion about. So awesome. All
right, last time we're going to do this. Once again, you're watching the Coach and the AD right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, all part of the Coach's Sports Network. It's live in Coach's Corner, and we're at the center of the
Sports Universe.
We got to thank our sponsors one more time. We'll come back, and we're going to take 3 steps out the door. We took 3 steps in. We're going 3 steps out. We'll touch a little bit about local sports and national sports, and then we'll wrap it up because he gets to grill meat today.
Yep.
So here we go. 3 minutes.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
Sports news. And welcome back to the Coach and AD right here in Coach's Corner. We're inside. We're not in the Sound Garden like we started many months ago. It's a little different weather right now. It's 37 degrees, 38 degrees. When we started, it was about 107 degrees. But anyway, we made that shift inside. We're still here. We'll be back out in the Sound Garden when the weather permits. But once again, it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Remember, we got 3 shows Wednesday night, 6 to 7 o'clock. We got Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Dan Foles, Brandon Baines, Lawrence Bennett do a great job covering NASCAR right here at Coach's Corner. Then we follow at 7 o'clock on Wednesday Night Live. Then we come back Saturday morning live, all right? And then the third show is the Hot Grits podcast. Spencer Maddox, Travis Jardon do a great job talking about national sports. They do dive into local sports. So check it out on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, wherever it may be. The Hot Grits podcast. And they got something special going on.
Bowl Mania.
You want $150 cash?
Straight cash.
You want some cabbage? No sheets of integrity, though. You only allowed one time.
One time. Go to johncarrealty.com. Bowl Mania, upper tab. Click it. Play. Register. And you'll be enlisted with everybody else that's going to play. A chance to win $150.
And it's free.
And it's free.
No cost.
No cost to that. So
John Carr reality.
It is
realty.
It is reality.
So,
it is reality.
Don't forget here, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10:30 every morning. Breakfast at Coach's.
Breakfast. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so we're going to meet up. We both don't have school. Or we'll meet up and have some breakfast. I got to try this country ham thing that he loves. All right, so we'll do that. Do they have corned beef hash?
I don't know. I don't see it. I was so jacked about country ham.
So, and then remember, we got a gazillion TVs here yet. It hasn't started, but today's bowl games are going to have a lot of bowl games. Today's conference championship games are going to have implication on the college football playoff for the bowl games.
Yep.
We'll get that in a couple of seconds, okay? Last night, football scores. Take it away.
So Jefferson County, or Jefferson, 42-35 over BC. Saw the highlights at the beginning of the show. Unbelievable shootout. What a great game. Great year for Cadets and Coach Britt and his staff and the whole school over there. Made it to the semifinals. Tons of talent. They'll be back. Broadnax will graduate, but they're going to reload. Yep, Gerner will be a senior. Justin Thomas will be
Justin Thomas is junior.
Yeah, junior. So he'll be a senior. So you got some young up-and-coming talent there as well. So BC will be back after 6 road games. They got to play home and state playoffs, which is well-deserved. Calvary Falls and Trinity Christian up in Sharpsburg, 17-7. A lot of missed opportunities in the third quarter for the Cavs. Defense played great. But Trinity, congrats to Coach Dallas and those guys. They were well coached, well schemed last night, and they held the Cavs in check there. North Columbus girls flag football. North Columbus takes out Richmond Hill 12-0 to make to the semifinals, which will be in Atlanta behind Mercedes-Benz. On Wednesday, Calvary Cavaliers face Harris County Tigers today at 1 o'clock at Special Sports Complex. The winner of that game goes on to semifinals as well. So we'll see how that goes. Basketball last night. Johnson girls all over Jenkins 60-19. Johnson boys beat Jenkins 52-50, close game there. Country Day all over Habersham School 78-47 there. And then today's matchups, Carl.
We got a lot of matchups going. Calvary boys over at Beach, Groves at Benedictine, Metter at Savannah Christian, Savannah High at Islands. I get to coach against my good buddy Tim Jordan. Savannah Country Days at Richmond Hill. Girls, same thing, but your girls are going to take off today?
Yeah, our girls will not play today. We'll play Monday at Calvary, 3 o'clock, and that'll be before the JV varsity boys games with Hilton Head Christian.
Okay, and just to know the rankings this week, because I know basketball rankings are big time here. All right, in boys, AAA, Johnson number 1. Sorry, in girls, Johnson number 1, Beach number 3, AA, Woodville Tompkins number 3, and in one private A, the Calvary girls are number 10. On our boys' side, in 6A, Richmond Hill's off to a 7-0 start. Bill Henderson does a great job up there with the Wildcats. In 3A, Johnson and Windsor Forest at the top. Well, not at the top. Windsor Forest 2, Johnson is 3. And in AA, Woodville Tompkins is number 6. We had a lot of college signings, early signing day on Wednesday. And I got to say this because the man was right. All right. Britton Williams from Richmond Hill committed, did not sign. He's going to sign with his buddies back in the original signing day, which the national signing day will be February 3rd this year.
Yep.
Just like the two guys over Calvary Day School, Lucius Lewis and Greg Daniels. They committed. They signed their national letter of intent. So they'll make it official when they have that big party over there at Cavalier Land. The kids that did sign, BC Broadneck's, Trent Broadneck's going to Duke. He committed way back in April, but he got it official. Windsor Forest, Jamario Blige is going to Tennessee and Chattanooga. Joseph Maxwell is going to Delaware State. And at Beach High School, Ontario Brown, who committed way back when verbally to go to South Carolina, has changed it. And he's going to the baseball Fanatic. Kyle Lawson, our guest.
Northern Illinois
Huskies. So once again, that's what we had for college signings. Okay, step number 2, college sports.
And so Georgia Senior Day canceled versus Vanderbilt. That's got to be tough.
And you notice the highlights. I haven't had a chance to redo my commercials or our commercials for the show. The last person you see in the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week is Southern Brit.
Yep.
Okay, and she's a senior at Georgia. Cheerleader for all 4 years. Phenomenal girl getting into sports journalism.
Yeah, as well. You're going to see her on that path.
She will not have a senior night or senior day at Georgia, but talking to Danny Britt and talking to people that know what's going on at Georgia, they'll honor the seniors, maybe even at the bowl game, because they're going to be in a bowl game.
Yep.
So they've been talking about honoring their seniors at the bowl game, and the bowl committee said yes. So that's
awesome.
Pretty special. Awesome. Big conference championships games that will impact college football today. We got 12 o'clock, Ohio State and Northwestern. 3:30, Clemson, Notre Dame.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yep.
And then tonight we got Alabama and Florida.
You also got the Big 12, which is Oklahoma, and are they playing at Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, Texas. I don't know.
I know. I'm sorry, Big 12.
But you're talking about Big 12. West Virginia's right in the Big 12, right?
Yeah.
All right. Winston Wright wasn't going to make it out of Memorial Day School. I mean, went to a very small school, Georgia Independent State Association.
Can fly, though.
The kid can fly. Okay. All conference, Pac-12, all conference player.
That's awesome, man.
It's
Big
impressive.
12, great job there.
Matadors, Blue Thunder, Memorial Day School.
Great job for Winston Wright and making all conference there for the Big 12. Yep. I mean, listen, that's legit, man. That's absolutely legit. So congratulations for him. Then we get on.
One of the schools that have played a complete schedule is going bowling.
They are.
Who's that?
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern will play in the New Orleans Bowl. Against who?
Louisiana Tech.
Okay.
All right, Louisiana Tech. We'll find out tomorrow at noon when all the bowls get released, who's going where, what bowls are going to happen from that standpoint. All right,
and don't forget, you want to win cash. John Carr Realty.
Reality for Realty.
Realty, okay.
Also, then Savannah State announced 12-game SEAC basketball schedule this past week. Postponed to further notice.
Last night, postponed till further notice. The Tigers were supposed to start in January, playing a 12-game SEAC schedule, just a conference schedule, while the SEAC is pushing it back. And remember, the SEAC canceled the football season. The Savannah State Tigers are supposed to play spring football. They're supposed to play 3 or 4 games. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Step 3, we got to talk about the people that get paid, that make money, that people reach their dream, professional football. First, the Falcons. Again, the Falcons. They have a great game against the Raiders 3 weeks ago. They blow them out.
Dust them.
And then they lose the last 2. They lost to New Orleans and they lost to Chargers last week. They had the game. They blew it to the Chargers.
It's been their story all year, man. Changing coaching staffs. It's just I don't know what the makeup is there, but hey, they'll head into the offseason pretty soon. They finish up. They got the Bucks at home tomorrow.
1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock. Big game for the Bucks for playoff
Fox
seedings.
Sports.
Yep.
All right, now Gough locally, Brian Harmon and Gene Sowers. Brian Harmon's on the PGA Tour. He's 57th overall. He's ranked 90th in the world, and Gene Sowers ranked 25th in the PGA Champions Tour. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, I'm excited. If you haven't been watching the highlights, if you're not a social media buff, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, Facebook, okay, Snapchat, Tiger Woods' son Charlie is phenomenal.
Yeah. I've been totally off the map.
You got to see. It's Charlie, right?
Yeah, you got it.
You got to see this kid swing. It's identical to his father's. It gives you chills. He's 11 years old.
That's awesome. I've not seen it.
You got to get on there and see it. Okay, they're playing in that father-son challenge today.
Oh, what a great job!
It's been all over the internet.
Well, it's like I've seen some of the John Daly stuff with his son, and how uncanny, how good they look together. It is awesome.
So Make sure you check that out. All right. So once again, it's 3 steps out the door. I get 3 questions from the AD this week. Last week I grilled him. He's going to grill me. Last week we did Christmas stuff. Let's see.
We're going to keep on doing Christmas stuff. We're going to 'tis the season to be jolly. And we're going to stay yes.
Merry
you never
Christmas.
know what next Saturday might look like day after Christmas.
Right.
Hey,
we'll be here, though.
We will be here. All right. Here's some Christmas questions here. All right. All right. Let's see here. I've been looking up. I mean, I'm throwing some softballs to you here.
Wednesday night, we got some Christmas trivia. That'd be fun for
that
the show
will be.
Wednesday night.
All right. Here we go. What Christmas beverage is known as milk punch?
Eggnog.
Eggnog. I know you knew that. It's too easy.
You gotta love eggnog. What's up, Ashley? You gotta love eggnog. Throw a little adult beverage in it. It's even better.
Yeah.
I love eggnog without anything in it, and my kids, think I'm crazy because I'll drink it straight. And I love eggnog.
All right. So this is good. You'll know this too. One of Santa's reindeers shares a name with the famous symbol of Valentine's Day. Which reindeer is it?
Oh, Cupid.
Cupid. See, I knew you'd get it. It's too easy.
My favorite's Rudolph, even though he doesn't he really doesn't really. They don't count him much, but Rudolph's my favorite.
Rudolph's guy, man. Red nose.
It's one of my favorite Christmas shows ever,
Yeah.
And the original one.
Yeah, the original one. Hey, I got to watch Charlie Brown's Christmas this week. Love Charlie Brown's Christmas. So it's awesome. Let's see here. All right, it's legendary. All right, legendary commercials we see every year. What beverage company has been using Santa Claus in its advertising since 1931?
What beverage?
Beverage company has been using Santa Claus in its advertising since 1931.
I mean, this is just an educated guess. It's got to be Coca-Cola.
You got it. It's
got to be Coca-Cola and polar bears.
Coca-Cola, Santa Claus, polar bears. They change their cans and bottles every year. All right, last one though, because this is I know it's 3,
he's
but
giving
we're
me a
going
fourth
for
one.
bonus.
Four quarters.
Here.
4 quarters.
In the movie Christmas Story, all right, what was the name of the next door neighbors whose dogs ate the Christmas turkey?
Oh. I mean, I watched that movie 1,000,000 times. And what's pretty cool, in my neighborhood, there's a guy or a house. I don't know if it's a guy or girl, but a married couple. They got the leg with the lamp in the window.
Yeah.
The Red Ryder BB gun.
Oh, that's right. You should try
sticking your tongue to the flagpole.
You never did that stuff when you were a kid, did you?
No. I have no idea what the dog's name is.
The dogs, the family that the dogs came from, they were the Bumpuses.
The Bumpuses.
So 3 out of 4.
Not bad.
Good average there.
My friend Kyle Lawson.
He won. He his batting average would be really high, so Kyle will be happy there.
Thank you, Kyle Lawson, for coming on today. The baseball fanatic, the voice of the Savannah Clovers. Kyle Lawson, friend of the show, friend of ours. Okay. Then, of course, our Wetherington Chiropractic Athlete of the Week. I finally put two together. Baseball umpire Stephen Brun, his daughter Kiffin Brun. Thanks for coming on for being our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Of course, Dr. Bart and Lisa, gotta love you. You've been supporting this since day one, and it's one of, if not the best part of the show. That's why I started doing this, was to get more publicity for the kids. And of course, Lindsey Goff from WTOC, now the new sports director. So once again, great job by her. I also got to say that coming Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, it's usually a tradition that happens on Thanksgiving Day, the Michael Finicaro Award, which honors the best high school football player just in Chatham County.
Yeah.
And to me, what makes this special, and I don't have a vote in it, but we have the 15 head football coaches from private and public school and the 5 media outlets, okay, Savannah Morning News, JCL, TOC, SAV, and ESPN Coastal. They vote on this award. And Dennis Knight will be putting together and working his little magic on the story. Now to be released either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day instead of Thanksgiving this year. Michael Finicaro was a longtime supporter of athletics here in Savannah, Georgia. Passed away in 2001. The award went on until about, I think the last one was 2006. And then it went away for 4 years. And I bugged the Finicaro family so much to bring this back. And finally, in 2011, they let me do it. So, I mean, I run it. They give me the final say, their approval. But the best high school football player in Chatham County, not Effingham, not Bryan, not Liberty, right here in Chatham County, voted by the coaches and the media, which makes it special. So other than that, anything else?
No, man. I got to get I got to get rolling because we
Got a football game.
got to go flag football.
1 o'clock.
Get to Elite 8. Go get Special Sports
Quickly,
Complex
John
ready.
Henderson, we open Christmas Eve? All right. Coach's Corner will be open till 8 o'clock Christmas Eve. And excuse me? And then you reopen on Saturday the 26th, which will be here. Once again, the coach and AD are not going anywhere. We'll be right back here the day after Christmas. Maybe we'll bring some Christmas fixings.
We'll wish you some Christmas joy. We'll talk about what you got for Christmas.
And I got to say this quick. If you haven't come to Coach's Corner, you got to get out to the Sound Garden. If you want to see a Christmas wonderland, you got to get out.
Yeah,
I mean, it's over, no exaggeration, 5,184 foot of lights out there.
Twinkle lights.
Okay? The man went out and bought a mile's worth of Christmas lights and put them out there in the Sound Garden. We got blow-up snowman. We got Christmas trees on the stage. Gazillion things going on. Music. The Festivus.
Festivus.
Festivus with the rest of us is February 23rd right here.
December.
What did I say? February?
February.
Sorry. December. Yeah, I know. I'm going. You get me? Yeah, I know. I know what it is. You get me excited. And that's Wednesday night, right? We'll be here.
We'll be here.
We'll be part of the Festivus in Coach's Corner.
All right.
Festivus for all of us. Whatever. I got you. All right. So once again, thank you for joining us. It's the Coach and AD every Saturday morning here doing the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. If you've been doing something great this week, hopefully you hit it out of the park until next week may have been your best week ever. And you can take us away. Where are we and what are we doing?
We're in Senior Sports Universe, Coach's Corner. Have a great week. We love you. Hand sanitize, Mascot. Be careful out there. Vaccine's coming. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. And hopefully we can get this all behind us and get on to our life.
God bless. We're out of here.
See you soon.
Go Cavs.